Welcome to Market Like a Hotshot, Jeff the Social, James. What's up, my buddy?
Hey, episode 19, right?
19, right? In some countries we can drink.
In
19.
Canada, yeah. Canada, we could definitely
have a few This is not anything here. This is just water here. It's H2O.
You're dehydrated from all that time that you spent in the car today.
Yeah, about 8 hours in the car today.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's one of those days that I love my car, but you know what? I'm riding my bike tomorrow. I think I'm going to take the bike everywhere. What do you think? It's supposed to be beautiful weather here.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you, I was up in where I went today. Was up in Maine and all that, and back, and the colors, man. Those New England this is it. It's time of year, man.
Yeah.
Get the sweatshirt on, enjoy some colors. Get some apple cider, and all that, right?
Yeah.
This is it, man. You're going to come to New England, right? Yeah,
This is the time of year to be here. It's probably, I still prefer summer, but
yeah,
this is probably the most beautiful time of the year to be here.
Hey, you know what? The Patriots are doing well, too. They're in first place.
I know. Isn't that wonderful?
First place, New England Patriots. So what we're going to talk about today, what's the big 19 topic we got?
Well, today is going to be Post Like a Hotshot.
Post it like a hot shot.
Posting like a hot shot.
We're going to make that like a rap song.
Yeah, right? We probably could do something like
maybe,
that.
The next karaoke night, we got to do that, Post it like a hot shot. We get Snoop Dogg to do some backup for us.
It's funny. I was actually thinking about next time we go to karaoke, what type of song we should do, because last time it was Masters. Before that, Master of Puppets. Before that, what did we did the One Direction song?
Oh yeah,
Ricky and a few other people.
Who was Harry Styles? I don't look anything like the guy, so it can't be me, right? So post it. You go in your news feed, right? We'll just get this kicked off. We're talking about contents first. We'll get into content first, then timing, and then maybe we'll get into some tools that'll help you. Yeah. But the content today there's a lot of drama on that news feed. What do you think, Mr. Feudo? What do you think there?
Oh my goodness. So it depends on the platform too. One of the reasons I prefer to be on LinkedIn versus any of the meta platforms is there's less of that drama out there.
Yeah.
I logged into my Facebook account for the first time in a long time.
What the heck is Facebook?
I know. And I was just I was mortified by half of what I saw in there. It's just a lot of complaining, unhappiness, not all of that, but there's quite a bit of it. But moving over to LinkedIn, we were talking about this earlier today that, people seem to not really get how to post on LinkedIn, do they?
They don't. Yeah, we'll talk about content in a little bit, but I just want to go back to the news feed, right?
Oh, yeah.
The me posts. How many me posts do you see? What is a me post? Yeah. It's like you see some girl, whatever, some person with their phone. Look at me. There's a lot of times they're in the bathrooms. I don't know what it is with these me posts in the bathroom. I don't know what the heck they are, some locker room or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, look at me on the golf course. Look at me. First tip, and this is just a little bit of a content tip. Content's going to be about the people that read your content, not you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it right off the bat. A lot of people don't care about seeing you in the bathroom, all right, with your phone like this. All right, no more negativity, but get back to content, right?
Yeah.
What's, I would say 3 big things you like to see if you were to post? If you wanted to post, or what would you like to see on the newsfeed?
One of the things that I like to see on a newsfeed is actual value. So I'll actually shout out one of our friends, Eric Jacobowitz, because Eric puts great content out there. You and I have both been in IT for a long time.
Longer than I ever want to be.
Yeah, longer than we each want to admit. And it's interesting because every time Eric posts something, I'd say at least once a week, I learn something new when I see his post coming through. And I've shared that with him.
That's actually good. And, when you do see great content out there, post a comment.
Right.
A nice, thoughtful comment to a person, tag them or tag people that you would want them to see a great post that has a lot of value. Right. I love that when somebody posts something that, and it gets a lot of it gets a lot of great feedback, a lot of great comments.
Right.
It also kills it doesn't kill, sorry. It actually helps the algorithm, right? Because if you have great content, LinkedIn, Meta, X, they're all going to push you up.
Right.
Right. So valuable content.
Having people engage with your content is really what's key. While we're on that topic, real quick, posting parties, posting pods, groups of people that post. What are your thoughts on that?
I remember those epic professional networking. Brian, if you hear this out there, we gotta get those rocking again.
Yeah.
But posting parties are great because one of the rules is you got to post. You don't have to. It can't be a sales post, right? It has to be an educational post. Could be about your product, but educational. Why your product was developed because of a scenario or something. And then you're actually supporting each other, which I love. So let's say there's 100, 150 people at the posting party,
Right.
and we're all liking, commenting, and sharing and reposting that post. That's going to really help beat that algorithm and get you noticed. LinkedIn definitely loves that. LinkedIn loves the repost and the comment.
Yeah, when you get a lot of reposts, that really helps. Like I did I posted some motivational thing a few years ago, and it got, I don't know, a couple thousand, actually like 20,000 views, and I think 60 people reposted it, which was really cool. So it's like I kept going on there, I'm like, share. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So then I tried reposting it a year later, and nothing.
No,
so it's the timing is sometimes.
Yeah, we'll talk about timing in a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like posting at midnight. The content is good. So let's think of some topics. There's health and wellness.
Right.
There's digital marketing. There's legal stuff. You want to post about other social media platforms that you've had success on. It make it like, and this is another thing I like to do too. I have a couple of blogs. I like to post blogs or even a podcast, like our podcast, right? Something that I've seen out there that was a great topic on like health and wellness or whatever the topic is, and then posting it and with the link and then providing my feedback and then always have a CTA call to action to say, okay, what do you think about this?
Right.
What's your thought? Have you ever tried this vitamin, whatever?
Yeah.
So anything to add there?
Yeah, I mean, the call to action is key. That's something that a lot of posts miss because people will post a lot of this good information and then it's like, great. And then they just move on because there's like no call to action. So, a technique a lot of people used to use, I don't see it so much now, but I still see it a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is, 7 things to, seven tips for speeding up your website, and you're not going to believe number 4, something like that. Or what you do is you post it and then you show the first 3, and then there's a link to your blog, blog post or article to get the rest of them. The thing a lot of people get wrong about social media is they push everybody to their social media instead of to their website.
Yes.
So you want you want to have them somewhere where you can nurture the lead and have them take an action. And I see it so many times. I don't know if you see it as well.
I see it a lot. And there's no follow-up. And this is a little bit of a networking technique, right? When you meet somebody, you're supposed to follow up.
Right.
When you post something, you post great content. It could be the most educational content.
Yeah.
You got to have a call to action. One of the tip I've learned is you could put that call to action as a comment under your post too. And that really works really well in terms of getting you, if the algorithm is killing you to do that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the other thing too is that there's a debate going back and forth. You mentioned the algorithm. Is that, do you post for the algorithm or do you just post, right?
I say just post.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, if you start worrying about stuff and putting hashtags, it's not going to work. I mean, you got to be the natural you. Even if, think of it like, I want to help. What do I want to help today? I'm going to provide this information, right?
Yeah.
And you have to think about who your followers are, who's going to see your content. and change it, post your content accordingly,
Yeah.
change it to be tweak it that way. So not many people care about llamas in a zoo, right?
But I think the thing too related to that, and there's someone that comes to mind that you and I know. We're not going to mention this person's name
Why
because,
not? Come on,
well, it's someone.
controversy,
Yeah, I
man.
know. I love controversy, but for this case, we're not because
Hmm.
you sometimes find these gurus and coaches that are experts in social media and all this stuff. And there's probably someone that I'm thinking of that you're probably thinking of as
I
well.
know what he's thinking.
Yeah, you don't even need to. I don't even need to say the name, but like what will happen is people will do this where like they'll have like a coaching program on social media, and you know, I don't know how many of these people are legit because I personally haven't used them, and honestly, some of our clients have used people like this, and they've not really had success, but to get into exactly what they do is they'll be like, all right, this week everyone's going to go and do this, 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 and this. And then next week, the algorithms change. We got to do this, 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 and this. Like, it keeps them in business. Now,
Yeah,
there is some truth to the algorithm changing.
of
Like,
course.
do you know how computer virus writers work?
I do.
Yeah, it's insane, but like,
Yeah,
you think about it, right? You're writing a computer virus and you know, send it out there and McAfee figures out a way to fix it,
yeah.
then you have to go back and do it again. The algorithm kind of works like the computer virus, like once people figure it out, then they strengthen it so that it doesn't. It's kind of a negative association to go with it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's great point there. But computer viruses and social media together, sometimes I think it's interchangeable, right?
Yeah, sometimes feels like it.
So yeah, so content wise, valuable content, think about the other person, have a CTA, call to action there. Don't make it about yourself,
Right.
really. I mean, it's cool to introduce yourself, but
Yeah.
that's where the description in your profile should introduce you. And that is another episode. We'll talk about your social media profiles that have a profile like a hotshot, right?
Yeah.
Follow up to this. So that's where you should focus on you. But almost 100% of the stuff that you post on the newsfeed, LinkedIn, God forbid, Meta, X,
Yeah.
all the ones. Make it about the other person
Yeah.
and have a call to action to bring the traffic back to your website. All right, so it's later here on a Friday, right? Timing. Right?
Yeah.
So we hear a lot Tuesdays are good, your early mornings, evenings. How about it? I'm gonna ask you a question. It depends. Or I'm gonna say something. It depends.
It does.
Why does it depend?
I mean, the thing is that it depends where your audience is. So, you're local, right?
Yeah.
You want to typically post while people are awake. We're on Eastern time, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Somewhere in between that is usually ideal. Maybe 9 or 10 at night, depending on, but what your target audience's habits are. But like 3 in the morning, no, doesn't make any
Why
sense,
not?
right?
People are up
Yeah,
at.
I know some
You
people
know what's
are.
weird? On a little tangent here.
Yeah.
So like you go to bed. I don't have my phone by the bed. I have a rule: no electronics in the bedroom. And I get up the next morning. I look at my phone. It's like I get all these emails from like 1, 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
What is up with people? Get some sleep.
Well, it happens to me. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, can't
so you're
sleep.
one of them.
Yeah, I am. And like, so I am, I'm often replying on
Yeah.
social. I don't do my posts at that time of night,
Yeah.
but I will do my replies at that time of night.
Yeah. I mean,
so.
geez, I'm going to spend a Friday night doing email. So where's my life? My life is gone, huh? Back in the day, we used to do
Yeah.
karaoke. Now I'm doing email. But anyways, so how about this? Business to business related posts versus business to consumer and the timing.
Right. Well, I mean, the interesting thing about that is that you're still targeting people, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times people during the workday are not on social media. Like when I was not doing this full time, I was barely on social media between 9 and 5. So the best time to get me was actually after work, during lunch, or 7 to 9 a.m., before I started my work day.
Yeah. Yeah. But let's face it, everyone's on social media all day. But
Right.
what I was thinking is the B2B stuff is mornings. So the executives are on in the morning,
Right. They're checking
early,
their feeds.
sometimes early
Right.
morning,
Like 5.
5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. B2C, I always think of shoppers. Every time I hear business to consumer, you're consuming, like if you think about like a shopping site like an Amazon or whatever.
Right.
I would without a doubt, I would also do those posts in the evening, like check out this new blouse
Oh,
I bought, or whatever.
yeah.
I don't wear blouses. That's kind of weird, but if you
Yeah.
if you're targeting a B2C consumer, I think it's okay to do an evening post.
I agree. I mean, that's when they're probably
They're
on.
online, right?
People are unwinding,
Their
back.
spouse is sleeping and they're on their
Yeah.
computer doing some shopping, and then the
Right.
spouse wakes up and they realize they have a $400 credit card bill, right? Because their spouse saw a post, and
I was going to say I do my doom scrolling typically between like 7 and 10 p.m.
oh,
Like
really?
that's when I'm most like, um, going through just kind of unwinding if I'm not watching TV or something or not working.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll sometimes like, just need a break. I'll sit on the couch and just like,
you're scrolling. You're a
yeah,
scroller,
scroll
man.
through. Yeah, I like to
Scroller.
scroll through. So,
Yeah, you learn.
that's where I catch up on a lot of the stuff. I'll go in and I see a ton of content on LinkedIn, but related to content or timing of content, what I found interesting is I haven't posted in a few days,
Yeah.
and I am seeing still lots of people liking posts all of a sudden that are like 3, 4
Well,
weeks
you
old.
saw that what LinkedIn's doing these days. If
Yeah,
you ever look at your news feed and you see like your first post was from the first post you see in the news feed is like 3 weeks old.
yeah,
Because what they're doing is they're testing this out. They're testing something out, right?
right, right.
They want the most, we'll say, most engaging posts
Oh,
at the top of the feed versus the most recent posts. That's a big one. I have another top. I know we're talking about timing, but I want to go back to content again
sure.
that I heard at a recent podcast event that we went to.
Okay.
It's about posting. What do you think about posting controversial content
Yeah.
just to get
Yeah.
get likes or maybe hates? Yeah.
Well, it's funny. We have a client that does a lot of stuff. He's very unique. I'll put it
Uh,
that way. He's a great guy. In fact, he and I were talking I think yesterday or the day before, and we're talking about different things. And he gets about 1 million people looking at his social media every month.
yep.
So and he doesn't shy away from controversy. I mean, and that's I think one of the things that's appealing to him because he tells it like it is.
Yeah. I know.
Um,
I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
and it's funny. We he and I talk about that all the time, and he's just like, I'm very happy that he's succeeding that way. It's not my style, but
Yeah.
like, there's a reason why there's a reason why controversy gets a lot of reactions versus somebody saying, "Oh, here's my new service that I'm offering." Nobody
Yeah.
really cares about that. But somebody posts something about like, um,
Political.
yeah,
Something
political
like
stuff is
so.
very like
But I
it's
was thinking, and that's you have to always think about the ramifications of that type of
right.
post. You may get in trouble with the social media platform,
Yeah,
or you're gonna have people banging on your door, and you don't want that, right?
yeah.
So the ramifications of a bad post. But what I was thinking was not necessarily controversial, but also, right, let's say about this. Taylor Swift just sold 4 million copies of her new album, set
Hmm.
a record. No,
Wow.
even in the heyday back in the 80s, 90s, no one ever sold that many records, right? So, when you post something about that, and you hashtag Taylor Swift, hashtag Swifties, or something like that, you're gonna get some
Yeah,
people checking out your post that
you're gonna get eyeballs
you're gonna
and
get eyeballs, and
it.
then you gotta
Yeah,
say something good. I know we're going back to content from timing care, but you gotta say something good, but it has to be related to Taylor Swift.
yeah,
You can't just hashtag Taylor Swift.
right.
Because
Although maybe we will in this episode just for kicks.
you never know, man.
We'll credit
Hey,
her
I
as
was down at Watch Hill a couple 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she has a summer home in Watch Hill. And I did the social harmonizer video with her mansion right behind me.
Oh, wow.
And I got over 1,000 views in my TikTok video.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course. They were like, he's not Taylor Swift, you know?
Yeah, and I mean it's interesting because when you do unique stuff, kind of just circling back to controversy, and then we'll move back on it. Is that we've had conversations. It's like we have all these mutual friends that we're thinking about, and there's one you probably know who I'm talking about. I don't want to name him. He's a great guy though, and he's one of our clients and a friend as well. And he had an issue with a hosting company, and he cannot. The hosting company, I'm not going to name it.
No,
okay?
no.
Yeah, I don't, because I don't want to make poor Izzy have to edit it out like
the video out.
she did before.
Again.
Where she did an amazing job editing my rant out of one of our prior. We should make an outtake of that.
Yeah, I know.
But it's a hosting company that has 2 words in the name. I'm not going to tell you which one, or 2 syllables, and this particular person cannot say that client's name without dropping an F-bomb in between the 2 words.
Oh boy.
That's how angry he is with them. Yeah. And it's, it's been kind of our experience with that as well. And, we've gone back and forth as a team about do we tell people don't use this company?
Yeah.
And it's a little controversial. I'm kind of leaning towards going for it. And because we've had 7 or 8 different clients that have had issues with them. So we may, we'll decide, we'll figure it out. But it's one of those things that you think about. And you're like,
so that's is that content that I would want to post. I mean, because then if you're complaining about a particular company, I'm going to be honest with you, I probably would not do that as a post.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get shut down or something like that. So all right, so we've talked about content, about value, and we talked about timing. What's our third hot shot that how we should land the plane today?
What we should talk about are tools
for doing. I used to use Hootsuite. Remember?
I did too. Yeah.
What the heck happened to Hootsuite?
They just got really expensive. I mean, $99 per person per month.
Yeah, that's
a lot for. You have let's say you have a team of 5 people, and that's $500 a month, $6,000 a year for functionality that 10 years ago
you're saving
free.
On time. So I always think of social media scheduling tools as a time saver. I used to use Hootsuite, right? And I did all my posts on Sunday night for the whole week.
Do the same.
And then I was never on anything for the whole week. I was working or whatever else. So the thing about tools, yes, they are time savers. Pretty much most of them cost. They may have a free trial and all that. But so social media scheduling tools to schedule on LinkedIn, Facebook, X. What's another tool that you like besides the scheduling tool?
Right. I mean, on the scheduling side now, Hootsuite, like LinkedIn. I don't know if Twitter or X does it now, but LinkedIn and Meta Business Suite both allow the scheduling functionality, and it lets you see a planner of what you're doing. But there are tools built into WordPress. Well, not necessarily built in, but there are plugins you can get for WordPress.
Yeah.
And those things are great because there's one of them that what it will do, we have one site that has over 500 articles on it.
Oh, nice.
And I can go in and I just configure it. It'll hook it up to all our social media sites. And then I'll go in and say, post an article from this topic at this time, and it'll do all of that for me and figures it out. And, this tool's been around for a while before AI was popular.
What the heck is AI? Well, we have to talk about a previous episode on that, right? It was episode 3, I think. Check that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one thing how about you? Do you have other tools that you use?
I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the scheduling tool is good. I like using Copilot and AI for ideas. That's probably the big thing I use tools for is if I have a brain fog day, I go to Copilot or Gemini. Gemini and Google is pretty good now. Yeah. Or just Chat GPT. I always say it the wrong way. GTT. My wife always corrects me all the time. It's GPT. I think it's just my rambling I always do. I always say the wrong words. I always say like I call you like Jim instead of James or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like
Happens.
no. But yeah, so I think me that it's really getting some content ideas via some tools, some AI tools.
Yeah.
Do you have any ones that you use for content ideas?
I'll use Copilot, I'll type in, what I'm thinking about. I also do have it review posts for effectiveness but the problem with a lot of these tools is they're not like up to the minute updated. So like
Yeah,
I'll
well,
ask for hashtags, for example,
yeah.
and the hashtag that's a whole other,
Hashtag like a hotshot.
yeah, Market Like a Hotshot hashtag.
We have so much content coming up, man.
I know we
Yeah,
do. Well, that's going to be good.
yeah,
Hashtag
hashtag like a hot shot. But so scheduling tools like Hootsuite or Sprout
yeah,
Social.
yeah.
I use Builderall sometimes too. It's all my marketing.info. Check that website out.
Hmm.
But but then I think it's the content. We all have that brain block. I think it really helps you.
Yeah, it's helpful to help with coming up with topics and things like that. Or it would be great if you could have, and there's some AI tools that are a little bit more advanced where you can say, take a look at my website, go through all my articles, and then suggest some articles that I should post.
This is crazy. I bet you can
Right?
go to like Copilot and say, take a look at my website,
Yeah.
www.jvfsolutions.com, and what should I post on Monday,
Yeah.
this Monday, from my website? What informational post? It's crazy
Yeah.
how, like,
Review my
man, it's making
website,
us
which
lazy.
I know it is.
It's making people, I don't
It's
know.
making me feel, I don't admit this, but sometimes I feel dumb because it's like I'll have it review a lot of my stuff
Yeah,
because and I never used to do this, but now I do it a lot.
yeah.
Review this post and tell me if it's accurate. Review this post and tell me if it's, um, what kind of mood it's giving off and things like that. So,
Imagine, no, I'm in controversy land today. Imagine if a politician did a post and said, is this truthful or not? How many of those should be truthful, do you think? Not many.
no, I mean, I've used it for, I've had it go in and tell me information about like, all right, WordPress just pushed an update out today.
Yeah.
Here's the version number. Give me this much, give me this, and this information about it. And it will come back and, be like WordPress version 6.8.3 code name like, Malkovich or something like
They call it
completely.
Malkovich?
No, and that's
All
the
right.
thing. Like it would be like named after I can't remember off the top of my head. It was a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Um, but like it would be a different code name and then it wouldn't have like the right details, so you got to fact check it.
Yeah.
But like where it is kind of helpful is if you have an article, you can post the article into it and then say give me a couple short social media posts from there,
Yeah.
and then you run it through Grammarly or your own eyeballs to go through it. And
Yeah, definitely check your grammar. I've seen some misspellings in some of those posts. So
yeah,
great stuff, though. I mean, man,
yeah,
this is a
this
great
is good.
topic. We could talk a long time about posting. So we're gonna be checking all our friends out there. We'll be checking your news feeds
Yeah,
and definitely commenting. So make sure your content has value. Biggest thing.
yeah,
Timing. It almost depends on your audience. I hate the word it depends, but it does,
yeah.
right?
I know.
Who are you trying to reach? Those executive business leaders this morning. If you're trying to reach that shopper, right? Or that boring wife or boring spouse, evenings are probably good, right? And then tools, of course, AI. You could Google or go to a chat and just say, what's the best AI tools? You'll probably get a list of them. If you have any questions about them, definitely reach out to us without a doubt. We can help you there. But just so it's really content, timing, and tools. And you're going to post it like a hotshot. What do you think?
Love it.
I love it.
Good stuff.
All right. So definitely subscribe, Market Like a Hotshot, right? On all your favorite platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeart. And if you want to see our faces,
Those Italian faces.
And I did one more thing. Did I hear the Market Like a Hotshot website got updated?
Yeah, we did some cleanup on the website this week. All the episodes are now up and running, and Yeah, so if you've missed anything, you can go there. You can watch all the videos of all of our episodes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Great
there's
way
some
to
cool
spend the
stuff on there.
weekend, right?
Yeah.
All right. So marketlikeahotshot.com. We'll see you all later. Have a great day.